Welcome back to Up with Krim. A new vaccine trial is coming to the Spokane area, and they are looking for 300 volunteers to participate.
Yeah, Dr. Jonathan Stabin is joining us live to answer your questions about the Novavax vaccine and the trial that's happening at the MultiCare in Cheney. You still have time to send in your questions. Text us at 509-448-2000. So Dr. Stabin, I want to jump right in for folks maybe just tuning in. Give us an overview of this vaccine. What is the Novavax vaccine, and what makes it different than the ones that we've already seen?
Sure. Well, good to be here. Thanks for having me. The Novavax vaccine, first, it's one of 8 companies that was funded by the federal government to develop a COVID vaccine. The thought initially was to look at lots of different types of vaccine technology. We're not going to solve all the vaccine need for the world with just one vaccine company. This vaccine is a little different than the currently approved ones to Moderna and Pfizer. Novavax is a protein subunit vaccine, and basically that's where you take a piece of the virus, you purify it, and you make a lot of it, and then you're basically getting an injection with that protein. And that's actually how we've been doing a lot of vaccines for decades. For example, your hepatitis B vaccine that we've been giving for a long time is that type of vaccine. So people might feel more comfortable with this type of vaccine rather than a new technology that we haven't had.
Dr. Stabin, we got a question earlier this morning about any possible financial compensation that they might receive from joining this trial. Can you clarify what would happen in that regard?
Sure. Well, first of all, compensation is set by the review boards, and in this case, the federal government, since it's funded to them, had a say in how much that they give. Typically, the trials are set up under visits, so that you're going to have a few visits the first month, and then visits after that where they do, say, a blood draw, or spaced out after that, say, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Usually it's around a little over $100 per visit, so it's a decent amount of money that might make it worth your while to be in a trial. They can't have it too much where people would feel unnecessarily guided to do something that might be too risky for them. But, people could be compensated for the travel, getting blood draws, things like that.
People are sending in questions right now. One of the questions we just received is, what are the components of this vaccine and what's it made up of? As the Pfizer and Moderna, people were having allergic reactions. Is there any key components in this, such as eggs, fish, which are wide known allergies?
No, there's not. So basically, the mRNA vaccines are a new type. This isn't related to that at all. It's a completely different technology. Basically, with all these vaccines, you're trying to train your body to recognize the virus if it enters your body. In this case, we use the spike protein, which is the little spikes that you see on the pictures of the coronavirus. They basically take that spike protein, make a bunch of those proteins, and then they mix it with an immune booster, and you give yourself an injection of that. So that's a completely different way of technology there. So you have to train your body to recognize the spike protein in some way, and this is not the way this is.
All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And if we didn't get to your question, MultiCare doctors and researchers are hosting a virtual town hall next Tuesday, January 12th. It begins at 5:30 p.m. and you need to register online beforehand. We can send the link right to your phone. Just text the word trial to 509-448-2000.